So now that we've learned that slope measures the steepness of a line, and we learned that we can use the ratio rise over run, we're going to use what we learned in the last lesson to determine the slope of the line with the following graphs. Okay, so what I'd actually like you to do is pause the video and try just these top two graphs right now on your own, and then resume the video to check your answers. Okay, so at this point, you have tried to find the slopes on your own. So now I'm going to walk you through this here. Okay, remember you can pick any 2 points on the line. So I'm going to pick these 2 points right here. If I work my way from left to right and I hit this point first, remember that slope is rise over run. So that's what we're using this whole time. So I have to go up. I'm going to watch my scale. I'm going up 3 blocks, and each block is worth 1. So this is up 3. And then I'm going to the right 1. So if I have up 3 and right 1, we know from yesterday that up 3 would be a positive 3 and right 1 would be a positive 1. So down here, we know we have 3 over 1 or 3. Now, you could also go from this point first to the other point, but you would be going down 3. So that would be over left 1. So that would be left 1, which would be negative 3 over negative 1, but that still equals 3. So either way, you're getting a slope of 3 for that graph on the left, the graph on the left. Okay, same thing over here in this one. You can pick any 2 points you want. Okay, so I'm picking those 2. So I'd have to go up 2 and right 1. So when I go to write that as a fraction, that's a positive 2 over a positive 1, and that's 2. Now again, remember, we could go down 2 and left. It'd be negative 2 over negative 1, but that still equals 2. Okay, so hopefully you were successful on those. Now what I'd like you to do is pause the video again, and I'd like you to answer this next question. Can you find the slope of this line? What is different about this line compared to the last 2 examples? So I want you to look at the graph and answer the question, can you find the slope of this line? And then what is different about this line compared to the last 2 examples? Okay, so now you've resumed the video to check your answer. So we're going to take a look at this graph. When I go to pick any 2 points, I can pick any 2 points. So I can definitely count my slope. I can figure out how much up or down and how much right or left. Okay, so can we find the slope? Yes. But then what is different about this line compared to the last 2 examples? For this one, we can't pick 2 points that are a horizontal distance of 1 apart. So we will have a fractional amount. So all the slopes I've had you find so far were actually also unit rates. All of the denominators were always a 1. Here we can find the slope, but we're not going to have a unit rate anymore. We're not going to have a denominator of 1 because there's no points that are only 1 horizontal distance apart. So we can find the slope, it's just that it's going to be fractional. So we'll go through some examples so you can see how this works. Okay, so remember, we're still finding slope the same way we did before. It's measuring the steepness, and we're using rise over run. Remember, if you're rising or falling, that looks like the y-axis, so that's why it's a change in y. And then remember, if you're running left or right, so that's a change in the x. Okay, so we're still going the same way we were before. We're going to pick any 2 points we want to pick to find the slope. So we're going to pick this point and this point. And I'm going to use rise over run. So from here to the next point, if I take a look at the scale, I am going by ones. So I'm going up 1, 2, 3. And then I'm running to the right 2. So up 3 would be a positive 3. Right 2 would be a positive 2. So my slope here is 3 over 2 or 3/2. Okay, let's look at the graph on the right. Again, we're going to pick 2 points. So I'm going to pick the one right here that crosses the y-axis, and I'll pick the one right here. So this time, I'm using rise over run again. I'm going down 1. And then I'm going to the right 2. So down 1 would be a -1. Right 2 would be a positive 2. So my slope here is -1/2. So I'm still calculating it. It's just that these are no longer unit rates. They are fractional amounts. They do not have denominators of 1. They're not 1 unit horizontal distance from each other. Okay, so to investigate a little bit about the fact that you can pick any 2 points on the line, you can do this activity 2 ways. If someone else near you is ready for this activity, you could complete it with a partner, but you also don't need to. You can complete it on your own. You'll just act as partner 1 and partner 2. So it says, let's investigate. Can we find the slope between any 2 points on a line? If you decide you want to try this activity with a partner, you can pause the video and then resume to check answers as an example of what it might look like. If you want to keep doing this video alone, then you can just pick 2 different pairs of points as the partners. Okay, so we want to see if we get the same slope if you and a partner or you pick 2 different groups of points. So I'm going to start out by picking the points -4, -3. I'm just identifying points on the line. So -4, -3 is right here. And then I'm also going to pick -2, -1, -2, 1. So that's right here. So I'm going to use rise over run. I apologize. Okay, so we're going to see that from this point to this point, I had to rise. If I check my scale, it's going by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I went up 4 and to the right 2. So if it's up 4, that's a positive 4. Right 2 is a positive 2. That reduces to 2. So I think the slope of this line is 2. So now pick a different set of points. So I'm going to pick 2 totally different points. I'm going to pick -3, -1. And then I'm going to pick 0, 5 up here. So I'm picking different points. And I'm going to find the slope. So I have to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So rise over run. I'm going up 6. And then I have to go to the right 1, 2, 3. Going right 3. So up 6 would be a positive 6. Right 3 would be a positive 3. And that also reduces to 2. So now I know that no matter what 2 points I pick, the slope is the same between any 2 of them. Okay, so let's write this as our conclusion. Can we find the slope between any 2 points on the line? The answer is yes. The slope is the same between any 2 points on a line. Okay, now why does this happen? Well, really, it comes down to similar triangles. If you look at the 2 triangles I made, you look over here, these are really triangles. This is triangle 1. This is triangle 2. So if I draw them separately, I had triangle with 4 and 2. And then I had a larger one with 3 and 6. Okay. If I set up a proportion comparing the sides, since they're similar, 4 compares to 6. And then 2 would compare to 3, keeping it in the same order in the sides that are proportional. So when I go to cross multiply, 4 times 3 is 12, and 6 times 2 is 12. So that's why that happens. You're basically setting up similar triangles. So you can pick any 2 points on a line and find the slope. Okay, this concludes the part of the lesson that you need me for. At this point, there'll either be a practice activity left for you or other instructions from your substitute. Okay, thank you.